In this video, I will be showing you how I connected my Oracle and Access back-end and front-end together to create the program for Jones's engineering case 3 in my Informatics 435 class. The first thing I would have to do is open Oracle SQL Developer as seen here. In opening the developer, you will be able to see all of my connections here. And the connection that I use to start with is the Informatics 435 system. In opening that command and expanding it, you'll be able to find all of the tables that come from the system use privileges. The first thing I had to do was to create my own user. By scrolling down to the Other Users tab, you would right-click and click Create User. In creating a new user, you would have to type in a username and a password, as well as go to the roles, grant all role privileges and all system privileges. After the user is created, it will show up here in your user files. As you can see, my other user is here, and here is where I created all of my other tables and schemas for the backend that I received. Now, the backend that I received from my partner, I will open that file. And it shows all of the code written for the certain table, Oracle, as well as open the exported document that he to me. It shows he had to use out the ERDs to create the tables. In these tables, the manager's ID and the crew size, my employee table, which includes and the job title, jobs that are assigned to each crew by including the manager that assigned it, the crew's ID, the location of the job, the job's date, and if the job was scheduled or not, and what date it was scheduled on. So, in combining these two, you will go through to Microsoft Access. And from opening Microsoft Access, you will open up a new database file. Now, my database file has already been created, but I'm going to open a new one to show you how I connected the back end to the front end using Oracle and Access. So first, I will make a blank desktop database, and it will load. And from here, you'll be able to see that there will be a navigation pane on this side and the data sheet area here. Now, in the navigation pane, the first thing you would have to do before you even start Access is go to your system settings. First, you have to enable the OBDC driver. So in here, you will go to your control panel. Most are on the screen, but I type data sources. I will create a new system DSN, so your computer system, whoever decides to log in. Now the data source has already been created, but I will show you how I created it. You will press Add. You will click on Oracle in OralDB, and you will say Finish. Now, while this processes, it will also pop up a new dialog asking you to insert the data source name, the description of the database, the service name, which will be the localhost file /ORCL, and the user ID. Now, the user ID, you will not use the system user ID from Oracle. You will use the user ID where you created the new user. In my case, my new user ID was VC_Robbins. As soon as you create that, you test that connection. That connection will send through a as soon as it says that, this will pop up here, and you will be able to go back to the Access database and connect. Now, data, and in the drop down menu, click when this screen loads, you will go through the same process you went through on the first screen, except for the fact that the link data source will already be here in the System DNS tab. So click on Machine Data Source, and the 435 System Data Source is here that I created in Oracle. So all you would have to do at that moment is press OK. And it's going to ask for my service name, your username, which will be my username, C_Robbins, and the password. And from here, it will pull up the tables that you would like to link from your Oracle backend to your front end to create your forms. The tables to link will pop up in the window here, and you can either select all of them or select the certain few that you would need, which mine were this one, as well as many as you need, and you will click OK. In clicking OK, it will populate your tables, but since my tables and forms have already been populated, I will open up that file for you. While this file is opening, I also would like to let you know Access has to be downloaded in 64-bit. The 32-bit Access will not work using the Oracle backend because you need more space. So we're going to enable the content so it can be edited. And here, as you can see, my tables have already been created and imported. The survey request form table, which is the main form used between the client and the business. It includes the manager's ID, the client's ID, their first and last name, the development where it is taking place, the request for the survey, the location, the range that you would have to survey, as well as the section, the date request of completion, and any instructions that are needed to do this request. Now, we also have our other tables included from our ERD, including the manager table, which includes the management information, the employee table, which includes each employee listed in the business, the crew table, which includes each crew that a manager is assigned to, or each crew that is assigned to a manager to do a certain job, the job table, which is just a table of all of the jobs listed in the entire workforce, and the tasks that are included with doing the certain job. So next I will show you the relationships tables that pretty much are an ERD, just showing you what is included as I just showed you in each table, the primary keys for each, as well as the links from each table that are the one-to-many relationships or many-to-many relationships that are broken down with those inner join statements that I showed you earlier in Oracle. And from that, we were able to create our first service request form from Oracle database by inputting the information, and each form will have what service was performed as well as the date, task number, who it was requested by, the development, as well as the client's name, number, and management number. Each service request form has its own service request number. So if needed to be looked up, it would be very easy to search each box and find your number. So let's say we needed to find 240 in all of their fields. We will be able to find here everything that Manager 240 has done in their services. I hope you understand how to use and import and export your database from Access to Oracle as I have done so here.